Yeah, okay. So, participants, welcome to all. This is the iDEX outreach session. So, iDEX stands for Innovation for Defense Excellence. It is an organization managed by the Defense Innovation Organization. And this session is particularly going to make you aware about the startup ecosystem of from the Defense Ministry, along with the current ongoing challenge, Defense India Startup Challenge ninth version. So, without taking so much of time, I'll hand over the virtual dais to Sijo for his opening remarks. Sijo, over to you.
Thanks, Nikhil. First of all, congratulations to Magic Team also to taking up this initiative and also running a session for all the incubators based out of Maharashtra. And I think it's a very good opportunity for startups and especially innovations surrounding in the state and supporting in the area of defense to for encouraging them in through participation in such challenges. And Maharashtra has been very in the forefront in supporting defense and defense-led startups. We already have a defense fund which is up and running, which is a 350 crore fund, which the state is dedicated only for defense and aerospace startups. And likewise, we have other initiatives also, which is very much focused in this sector. I think incubators in this forum today will largely benefit with how startups can be, startups or incubators at the incubation centers at your respective incubation centers can benefit from this specific challenge and the iDEX initiative overall. So, it will be an overall impactful session, which can be then, the information can then be forwarded to all the incubators. Just a quick thing, Maharashtra, considering their overall focus on defense and aerospace and also in deep tech startups. We recently launched a deep tech fund apart from the defense fund also, which is again a 200 crore fund. So I would request all the incubators to take a note of that and inform all the startups who are at a little matured stage and are looking to raise funds to apply for that fund. Specifically in the deep tech space, and also there'll be some focus given to women-led startups as well. And to for very early stage startups, last on the 8th of March, we also launched a virtual incubation center, which is basically availing all the services which incubator can provide, on a virtual platform. And this, of course, would be an added layer of services which you already are giving at your incubation centers, and which can translate into a lot of services, which is basically not bound to physical constraints. So I would request incubators to pass on these informations also to all the incubators, apart from our ongoing initiatives, Made Be Patent and the quality testing, which is, I'm sure all the incubators over here are aware. So looking forward specifically for understanding how the innovation initiative is and the challenges from the team here, from the iDEX team, and all the best for the team. Thank you.
Thanks, Sijo. Thanks for your opening remarks. So now the agenda for today's session is divided into different three split. So initially, the representative of the iDEX Defense Innovation Organization will deliberate on the introduction of the iDEX and the DISC 9. Post to that, we have our director, Shri Prasad Kokreji, who is going to discuss about the support system which is available in the Marathwada region for the startups who are planning to launch their idea in a defense sector. And
Magic team requesting if you could just check the lobby. I think there are people waiting from iDEX team.
Amarjit, I've just texted Anshul. Yeah, I'm not able to see him in the lobby. Could you please ask him to join, rejoin again?
Okay, I'll let him know.
Yeah. And lastly, we're going to have a session from Mr. Parshuram Patil, who is an incubation associate from one of our partner incubator in iDEX. Society for Innovation or Entrepreneurship, that is SINE, IIT Bombay. So we will start with our first session from Mr. Amarjit. Amarjit, would you like me to share your screen, share the screen, or you are going to share the screen?
No, I'll share my screen.
Okay. So first of all, I think we will. Yeah. Amarjit.
Yes.
Yeah. So you wish me to play a video first, or after your PPT we will going to show the video? You are on mute. You are on mute. Amarjit, you are on mute.
Yeah. So firstly, we'll play the video, then I'll take on with the PPT.
Okay, man. Okay. Just a minute. I'm just starting the video.
Launched.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay.
By Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi in 2018. iDEX. A pioneer in innovating and developing cutting-edge technologies for armed forces in land, sea, and sky. iDEX has built a strong innovation ecosystem in the defense sector. It is now expanding its ambit to tackle national security in the critical domains of space and cyber. With the new age of digitization, cybersecurity threats and challenges are not limited to the digital world, but have become a matter of national security. To mitigate the security risks and develop next-gen technologies, iDEX is launching cybersecurity-themed DISC-9 with the aim to ensure confidentiality and integrity of data in systems. These challenges span over a wide range of advanced technology domains. Indian Army with 3 challenges. Indian Navy with 3 challenges. Indian Air Force with 7 challenges. Bharat Electronics Limited with 3 challenges. Bithani with 2 challenges. GRSE, MTL, BEML with 1 challenge each. Further strengthening the iDEX initiative, the Ministry of Home Affairs has also brought 7 challenges through the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. iDEX extends an open invitation to innovators, startups, and MSMEs to build a secure and resilient cyberspace for the nation. For more details, visit idex.gov.in.
Amarjit, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you. So, as you have all seen that DISC-9 has been recently launched, and in DISC-9 we are focusing on cyber security. So now I'll brief you about what is iDEX, and my colleague Anuj will brief you about DISC-9 in more detail later. So I'll start sharing my screen on that. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes, Amarjit, it's visible.
Yeah. So as you know that today's session is on business opportunities in cybersecurity and defense technology, and we are focusing on DISC-9 in this session. So let me take you through what is iDEX and how it came into picture and everything. So iDEX is a flagship scheme of Ministry of Defense. So it was launched in 2018 by Honorable Prime Minister under Department of Defense Production, Ministry of Defense, Government of India. So the goal of iDEX was to achieve self-reliance in field of defense and defense production. So what happened was a DIO was created, and within that an implementation arm, iDEX, which is Innovation for Defense Excellence, which overall takes and supports the startup, the incubators, and every research organizations. So DIO is the policy arm, which is a Section 8 company. Then we are currently engaged with 100 plus startups, and we believe in rapid prototyping. That is, our project extends up to 24 months. But recently we have also launched sprint challenges, which take about 12 months to convert from like ideation to prototype stage. So we are also focusing on procurement orders, which are currently under process. Next, I'll take you through the iDEX ecosystem, like how is the ecosystem of iDEX. So what are the partner incubators and everything. So currently we have like iDEX team over here based in Delhi. Then we have 19 incubators across India, which supports startups. We have startups, MSMEs, and individual innovators. And the challenge statements come from services, different services, maybe Indian Army, Navy, DPSUs, and others. So this was a little bit about the iDEX ecosystem. Now, how we support this startup. So what we do is we currently provide Spark grant of 1.5 crore. And we also have a scheme under Prime where we give 10 crore of grant. How the incubators help us? So there are experts and mentors available at the PI, like Magic is one of our partner incubator in that. Then we also have showcase opportunities for the startups. So showcase opportunities we give at Aero India and Def Expo. So there startups can go and showcase their products, prototypes. So this was all about the like how we support the startup. Now, what is the process of iDEX? So it is a 7-step process. So first of all, what happens is we launch the problem statements that is received from services, that is Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force, and DPSUs. Then we launch the problem statement in form of DISC challenges. So DISC is Defense India Space Challenges. After the launching of the challenge, we do outreach to attract the target ideators and disruptors. Once that is done, then we select the winners through HPSC, which is High Powered Selection Committee. And after the HPSC, we announce the winners. And then there is a signing of contract done with them. Once the signing of the contract is done, then the startups start working on their deliverables, whatever is their milestone given to them. And after completion of each milestone, like we are focusing on 5 milestones, so they complete 5 milestones and we give them equivalent tranches. Like that, the product is developed through the process. So how we foster the defense startup ecosystem. So what is that? I've already previously told you that we provide in Spark grant, we provide 1.5 crore of support, and in Prime we give 10 crore of support to the defense ecosystem and the startups within that. We also, like, for concept of matching contribution is also there. So we want startups to like bring in their game also. So we have the matching contribution, which is the necessary part. Like how to apply for the application. So you can apply on our iDEX portal, maybe in DISC category, Prime category, and Open Challenge category. So there are 3 majorly startups, MSMEs, and individual innovators are invited to apply. Then we focus on to achieve self-reliance in defense and defense production. This is how we foster the defense startup ecosystem. So little bit about numbers I'll go through. So currently we have 19 partner incubators, and Magic is one of them. Like we have launched the Open Challenge, we have received 600 plus applications. Currently we have launched 250 plus innovation challenges, and we have supported currently close to 150 startups, and they are developing close to 200 products currently. We have 23 nodal agencies under us, combined of Air Force, Army, and Navy. And we have like 200 plus winners currently. So talking about the cutting edge technologies, so this is the 9th version of discs. Before that, we have launched 8th version of disc, and we have focused on different technologies, maybe from AR, VR to AI, ML, radars, drone, anti-drones. So today in this session, we are majorly focusing on disc 9, which is on cyber warfare and cyber security topic. Then also, as I have already told you, that we support a startup, and then we also give them an opportunity to showcase in Aero India and Def Expo. So these are a couple of photos. As you can see, the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of Defense has visited different events conducted, and you will get the opportunity to showcase there. You can like visit our website. This is the link. Now I'll call my colleague Anuj. He'll carry on with the disk 9 in detail. Yeah, over to you, Anuj.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, thank you, Amarjeet, for this wonderful session. As of now, we have understood how IDEX work, what we have done so far, the structure of partner networks, and the previous challenges that we have done. So, with this initially we launch of this 9, we currently have 28 challenge statement that are launched under this 9 on into cyber welfare space. With this, we have three of these from Indian Army, three challenges from Indian Navy, seven challenges from Indian Air Force. Also, Ministry of Home Affairs with their Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center have launched seven challenges with us, including eight challenges from different DPSUs. So this is how we have designed this line as of now. Going forward, I will give you a small introduction about what kind of challenges are there. So, like it is been seen that we have the challenges from Army. For example, we have something to drone forensic, then website deficit. So, if we see, this is not limited to a particular software. We have solution that promotes secure transfer of data from USB solutions to designing and implementing, studying the social monitoring website. Coming back to open source framework based challenge, we have tools, we have different kind of uh, attacks detection, which helps to detect any phishing attacks that has been made on a website or challenges. For example, we have AI based solution here, which is to intelligent and secured document management system. We have different kind of plugins we can use with our browsers or within different domains, kind of antivirus as well. PC solution, if you can just see small solutions like USB designing solution, a customized PC solution, indigenous solution to avoid unauthorized access of data. Since you know within different domains, the transfer of data is and breach is a very important aspect to understand. So going forward, we will see how the winners and different individual innovators can apply to these 9 challenges. So just I will take you quickly through this screenshot. For detailed understanding of the session, I will just take you how you can go and mitigate to the sessions. Just allow me to go to iDEX website. Once you are on our website, our homepage, you can go to iDEX challenges here on the right hand top side. Here we have this challenges. You can go to this line. Also, this is if you want to apply here, this is go and we can start applying. This is the timeline. And if you go and download this particular PDF, it has detailed description of all the challenges that has been hosted individually. So here there is a short description of what challenges are there. If you scroll on other pages, these are the, for example, our first challenges that is from Army. So the challenge title is the drone forensic. This is the challenge domain. A small brief of what is expected out of this challenges, small key specification and future expectation of the solution. So you can just go and check out what are the different problem statements this year, what are the users requirement related to these challenge, and what kind of solutions are they expecting. For example, if we take an instance of this, we have just for an example, I'm taking problem statement 11 from Air Force. It is asking for indigenous software to avoid unauthorized access of data from smart devices. In the challenge brief, you can just understand what they're looking for is a software that may be developed and installed in any smart device to avoid any unauthorized access of data. So this will be helpful for you to understand what is the expectation of the solutions that we need to develop. Coming back to our presentation, we will just see how you can apply to these 9 challenges. So this is a flowchart where you can go to our website, like we have seen it. You can go and track iDEX challenges. There you can go and click on this 9 challenges. there you will see a list of all the challenges. You will see a apply button there. So you can just click on there and apply for this 9 challenges. You will see application form for this 9 challenges where you need to particularly upload your resume, your pitch desk, and your proposed solution, and then submit your application. So based on that, your application will be evaluated and you will be selected as a winner to this 9 challenges. So here we are just helping startups and other individual innovators to understand what kind of how the application can be filled. So here we have a category where you can select what category of the challenge you are applying. Either you are a MSME or a startup, you can fill your name here. Individual name and last name, if there small description, PAN and Aadhaar card is required. Then you can select particular this 9 challenges that you want to apply and propose a solution for. So you can just click on this and select from the drop down. Here the applicant need to attach his resume here. So PDF format is there and the size limitation is 2 MB. So you just need to take care of the size limit that we have. You can upload your pitch desk here and again in PDF, and the size is less than 10 MB. And again, you can upload your proposed solution here. So small points are there, you can just check. Also, 3 important areas that need to be filled here are in terms of time, the Spark grant. See, all of this challenges where iDEX is giving you a Spark that is up to 1.5 crore. Against that, it is expected that you bring a equal matching contribution. So for example, your product or your prototype is somewhere around 2.5 crore. So the maximum total budget is 2.5 crore. The maximum budget, the maximum amount you can ask from us is 1.5 crore. Remaining, you have to bring in with a equal matching contribution from your end. So this is how we will discuss this in later. Also, this is flexible in nature, but initially you can just plan what is the time in months your prototype can be developed, the Spark amount and the matching contribution. You can fill and enter the caption and you are good to go and submit. Your application will be submitted. Also, these are the challenge, but any individual or any startup has any different kind of solution or any different kind of identify problem which he can give us a solution for, which are not part of this asked or explained problems as of now. We have a open challenge application category where the individual can submit his own problem statement and the solution for it. So how you can do it is again going on our website. You can go and check for iDEX challenges. Under that, this is the different category. Earlier it was this 9. Now you have to select open challenges. You can click and apply the challenge, fill in the application form, upload your resume, propose innovation and relevant documents, just like what we have seen, and submit this application. So again, this is how it works. Applying as individual innovator will be your selected dropdown, a technology product or end user that you are going to target, name, phone number, PAN and other details you can submit, and you will be good to go. So here, for example, you can attach your technology advantage, what you are proposing as a solution, what advantages that is your product advantage. Then you can show your capabilities. And once this application is submitted to us, we will send it to our selection committee, the nodal agencies, and we will identify which is the major area of application for this particular solution. So that's it from our side. Thank you so much for giving your precious time, and we will open up for any question from both open challenges and this 9 challenges.
Thanks, Anshul, for the presentation. So I think one of the participants, Mr. S.N. Rao, having one query. Mr. Rao?
Yes, Mr. Rao, please.
Mr. Rao, are we audible to you?
Also to all, before you leave this meeting, if you have any other queries, you can always write to us on our email IDs, and we will revert back to you as soon as we can.
So Anshul, it will be good if you can just type the email ID in the chat box so that participants can have it.
Sure. My name is Anuj. I'm typing my email ID here.
Okay. So the participants, Amarjeet and Anshul, both together briefed you about the iDEX, the ecosystem which has established and the innovators they have supported, along with the 20 problem statement which are currently active. And the last date for submission for those problem statement, as of now, it is 24th of March. But if you can see the problem statement, the problem statements are pretty good to understand, even if you face any difficulty in understanding them. So do write to us on contact@magicaurangabad.com or yes.
Also, Magic Team, just to highlight this, we have on our website any other people who have a technical query, they can submit on that query form. We have a dedicated query form for this DIS9 challenge.
Okay. So Anuj, can you just share your screen and show where the participants can submit their technical queries?
Sure. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, yes. Your screen is
So
visible.
this is where you have to come to our website homepage, scroll down, and here in the banner below you will see it. Also, we have other thing as well, like call for investments and other information on our website. Right? Any other queries for us?
So for the sake of participants, I am sharing the this URL where all the problem statements can be observed. So I hope everybody has received it. Yeah. So Mr. Rao has joined. Mr. Rao, do you have any question? You raised your hand. So our next keynote speaker is joining in a while. Shri Prasad Kokil.
Meanwhile, Mr. Prasad joins. This is Anshul Singh, Program Executive at iDEX. I would also like to highlight the fact that we have also opened the call for Innovate for Defense internships. So if I could see some students here available, in this outreach today. So I'll request the students to visit the website. You can get the opportunity to apply for Innovate for Defense, get a chance, opportunity to work with India's best defense startups through iDEX. So it's internship opportunity for students. So I request everyone to also share this information.
Yes. So we have our director, Shri Prasad Kokil. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Nikhil.
Yeah. So I'll just introduce you about the keynote speaker. Shri Prasad Kokil is the managing director of Sanjay Technoplast Private Limited. He serves to the startups in his various capacity as a mentor, as a guide. In various aspects, he is particularly working in the field of waste management and green development. Sir is also contributing his efforts for being a director of Magic in Aurangabad. So, sir, over to you. Participant will eager to listen from you the facilities which we have for the defense ecosystem empowerment and essence of it. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Shijo. Thank you, entire iDEX team. And thank you, participants, for joining in this program.
Yeah, nice to
Just-
have you, sir.
Yeah.
Warm welcome, sir.
So let me introduce what is Magic and how Magic will be helpful for iDEX and ecosystem. We always say that we don't get a chance to do a patriotic work. Normally, that's our complaint as a youngsters, unless and until we go to defense services or some paramilitary forces, we have no chance to work for our country. And I always have a strong belief that we always do a national work. We, though not protecting the country from enemy, we have an opportunity to create wealth for the nation by making an enterprise profitable and paying a tax. And that's our motto in Magic. And that's how we motivate youngsters that you can contribute in the national build by paying a tax, earning more and more, profiting more and more, and paying tax for the national development, by which you are part of development of the country or a patriotic reason that you are part of country. But with this scheme, iDEX, we have an opportunity to go further deep down and to satisfy our basic requirement of satisfying for the country. My technical knowledge, my wisdom, my time, talent, and treasure, how I can bring it together, and I do such a work that it is beneficial for my defense services, which are working day and night in a difficult situation. And if they have some problem, how I can address that problem. So with this iDEX problem statement, where it is very clearly coming out that this is a problem statement in front of all of us, and we should be working towards that, so that this solution generated by my wisdom, my talent, my treasure on my time is very useful for these problem statements, and I can be a part of giving them comfort, giving them solution, and again satisfy my patriotic need as a personality that I am part of defense services, or I can be a part of defense services. But whenever we say this, we all has a ambiguity. How I can do it, where I can do it, who will help me, who will understand the requirement, how that requirement can be converted into a product specification, how that specification can be developed, how that specification can be checked, and how validation can happen. All these questions will bounce back on us when we say that I need to address these problem statement. I'm very eager to address these problem statement, and with all of my wisdom, my talent, my expertise, and my experience, I wanted to resolve this. So I will come to a basic of how we can do in Magic, and how this region as Marathwada or Maharashtra is capable of helping any startup coming out with this patriotic situation and wanted to work on these problem statements. So every problem statement that we go through has three aspects that typically we should be segregating. One, technical needs of that statement or a solution. What are the technical requirements? Number two, how I can define these technical requirements as my product brief. And number three, if I have developed this product with this product brief, who will validate, who will test that yes, this solution or this product is satisfying the need in the problem statement, and whatever brief you have given as a problem statement is satisfying with the solution that you are coming up. So if we are able to categorize these into three, the technical specifications will come. There I will need some help. Who will help me in identifying these technical requirements in respect of material? If I want to give solution with plastic, yes, I need a very good national institute who can help me in identify various engineering plastics from which I can derive and come out with a product or a service. So in Marathwada, we have CPET in Aurangabad, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, and this is having very good laboratory, very good expertise in plastic. So if at all any startup coming up with this solution, as Magic, we have very good tie-up with CPET, and we will take them to CPET. CPET will have their expertise not only from Aurangabad as Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar as lab location, but they have a backup of various labs in entire country which are accessible through this gate of CPET Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. So we can take them to plastic. If at all they wanted to develop a solution which says they need some electronics into it, some IC, some design of safety, cyber security like thing, and they want this cyber physical, what we say as a component in the solution. So who will help me in this? So again, we have a National Institute NILET in our city, which is again a good type with Magic, and we will take them to NILET. There is also expertise available, and again it is part of many NILETs in the country, so we can have a gateway through this NILET, some expertise somewhere in the country which can give input to our solution, and our solution can be readily available to the military forces or satisfying the problem statement, and we can go ahead. If at all a solution comes out to be as a technical specification, we need image processing, and then image processing has to be converted into algorithms, and these algorithms are need to be satisfying the problem statement given by iDEX. I am sure we can take this startup or these startup to SGGS Nanded, who has a definite and ultra modern image processing laboratory. They have very good expertise and experience in handling image processing, and we will take their advice. We can board some technical members from them to a startup. We can have one-to-one discussion with them, and we will bridge this requirement as we can go ahead with a solution for validating the requirements. And if at all we have some material testing or some engineering solutions that we need, or we need a design of a mold or a die, then we have Indo-German tool room inside our city which can satisfy these needs to the startup. Again, Magic has a very good tie with IGTR. We will take them on board. We can satisfy with their expertise, and this technical part, which is important part to understand problem statements from iDEX, can be dealt with. All these ecosystem is available, and we at Magic can definitely have a bandwidth to take all of these problem statements in view of technical specs or a product brief to these institutes. If at all someone want to have a prototype, so these prototypes can be made in Marathwada Auto Cluster, which is a PPP model, again promoted by Chamber of Marathwada Industries and Agriculture, who has promoted Magic as well. And we will take them, we can have them as virtual space created for them to work. Also the ultra modern physical laboratory there with Mitsubishi, we have that, and they can avail the requirement. There is a robot, there is all sheet metal components having the blanking die as well, and they can do so many work in Marathwada auto cluster, so that their job not to go on hunting, but to have a specific place wherein they can go and satisfy their requirement. If they have some electronic related PCB design, making of the PCB, getting component on the PCB assembled with assembly technology, and if they have any validation to do with this PCB as a performance, we have Devgiri Electronic Cluster, which is again promoted by Chamber of Marathwada Industries and Agriculture. We can take them there. They can avail the facility over there, and they can certainly ensure that these small requirements can be catered under one roof, and their product with PCB or with whatever component assembled on it can be available for their testing. And if at all they need to test, NILET is there, SGGS is there, Government Engineering College Aurangabad is there, and then we will take them to these experts. If at all startup need specific mentor as a subject expert, then we have so many people working for defense, like we have Milind Kank and his entire team. We have Vikas Bamburdekar and his entire team. We have so many companies working on that, and they also have expertise like Bajaj, Goodyear, Anderson Hoser, Perkins, then NLMK. So these are the companies who have their research and expertise into engineering, which is available at doorstep of Marathwada or Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, and they have all collaboration with Magic, and we are very confident that no problem statement and the engineering cannot be done in the entire ecosystem of Marathwada. Then if they need some fund to have a prototype, then we have our own incubators which having a competency of making 3D printing machines, or they can develop a 3D printed components with plastic, metal. We have a companies incubated within who can give the requirements and satisfying the design requirement of paramilitary or military requirements, defense requirements. These startups, Nikhil will ensure in the PPT that names can be given. We will bridge them to understand the startup. Yes, how we can understand the drawings from defense, how we can satisfy the needs. If at all there is a requirement of temperature minus 30 degree to plus 45 degree, 48 degree or 50 degree, how we can configure our solution and satisfy that these parameters also can be validated for our product, and how we can design in giving this. If at all the startup requires any design thinking process, then we have expertise within our mentors in Magic who are expert internationally as a designer. So they can be given on a platform and they can discuss with the startup, with the teams, and they will tell, yes, this is a design thinking process and you should be designing your product or service so that this will satisfy into the requirements as mentioned in problem statement. Also, if at all they require funding, we have very good ecosystem within our mentoring, also with the government scheme, and we will ensure that that solution, if appropriate, will not be hanged or stopped for any funding requirements. We are generous enough as founders of Magic, as directors of Magic, as mentors of Magic, and the ecosystem within the region will ensure that this time, talent, treasure are not the limiting value for any startup, so that they can have a hurdle and they can stuck somewhere. And lastly, when these product or services will get ready, we can definitely take help of all the defense clusters and the defense labs as DRDL labs, which are in Pune, Hyderabad, and nearby cities, so that we will bridge them to them to take the validation in right spirit, in right content, identifying the mistakes or identifying opportunity for improvement, and ensure that the product delivered by any startup in this ecosystem will not have any compromise as far as problem statement given in the iDEX, and for the validation of the people who are sitting other than our chair on the other side of the chair, and they will get satisfaction that yes, product or service coming out from this iDEX solution is satisfying the need of the problem which is identified in iDEX competition. I am ready to answer few questions if any, but I have given a requirement that this is a golden chance. Let us avail, let us satisfy our basic need of being a nationalist, being a citizen of a global village, and being a very good supporter for our defense areas. And we never understand their problems, we never understand their limitations, but this is a time when they are coming up with their problem statement. It's our turn to understand totality, taking into consideration our expertise, our need, and then hiring some whatever required skills or needs, satisfying with these ecosystem without any hesitation, asking for the help, without any hesitation, going into the institutions with all their limitations, take out whatever is required for our startup, and then make that product the best, not for our country's requirement, our defense requirement, but can we make it a global product so that our defense category can make it a tradable around the world, and we can have an opportunity to create such a business model that we will develop it for our own nation, but it has a potential to scale up to other nations, and other nations will appreciate that this is a requirement catered by our Indian startups for their need in their country, with their situation, with their condition, and we can have blessings for our own welfare and development of our country. Thank you very much. Ready to answer any question if any. Thank you. Over to you, Nikhil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for making us aware about the essence of the defense startup ecosystem, as well as the support organizations which are there, ranging from industry, research organization, the mentoring support available in entire Marathwada region by the help of Magic. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So participants, if you have any questions, please, the dais is open for you for next 2 minutes. So if you have any technical queries related to the iDEX, so as informed by the Anshul and Amarjeet, you can go and post those queries onto the iDEX platform also. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So with your permission, I'm inviting the next keynote speaker, Mr. Prashram Patil, who is an incubation associate from IIT Bombay, Sain IIT Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nikhil, permission to get out from the
Yes.
meeting?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, friends. Bye.
Parashuram, are you there?
Yes, yes, yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good
Can you hear me?
afternoon. Yeah, I can hear you. So I'm just start sharing my screen.
Sure, sure, sure. I think it was a wonderful session by Prasadji actually, putting
Yes,
some lights across the
exactly,
industry and
exactly.
other things.
It was much needed session to understand what support system we have with us.
Right, right.
So is my screen visible to you?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Right.
Over to you.
So in brief, right. Thank you. So I'll start, briefing about the science. Science is society for innovation and entrepreneurship established in
Parashuram, your voice is
2004
not
in.
clearly audible.
Just hold on. Is it audible now?
No,
It's
no,
feeble.
no. It's not clear.
Just hold on. Is it better now?
Yeah. Now it's better.
Okay, I think it was due to the Bluetooth. SIGN is the Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, established in 2004 in IIT Bombay campus. So IIT Bombay has many such organization working as a SIGN. ECell is there. The SICT school is there. Then there is the wing of IRCC, who like does engage with the industry projects and other consultancy services. So, sir, can you just move to the next slide? I'll just wrap up quickly. So, like what does SIGN do? So, SIGN provides the incubation support to the startups. Then it may be related to the, at the stage of POC, proof of concepts, to the stage of acceleration. So we do provide the supports to startups, individual innovators, and majorly focus is startups having the strong intellectual property conversion. So that is been major focus of the science area when it comes to the startups or the innovation. So next slide. So what SIGN offers, like being as a business incubator, we provide the facility like infrastructure, funding supports, mentoring, then HR and legal services, then networking, and other manufacturing connects, industry connects we do provide. So next slide. I think in brief we have covered. So like at the end, I'd like to say that up to now we have supported the 200 plus startups and 1,000 plus entrepreneurs, and help to generate revenue and employment in the ecosystem. So this slide, like impact of the SIGN, you can see in this slide. So I think we can move to the main agenda of this event, to the iDEX related case studies. Right. So like wrapping up, before I start for the iDEX, I'll tell you in previous slides there were successful unicorns and startups supported by the SIGN, like Idea Forge is there, which who deals with the drones. Then when it comes to the Gupshup, then there is Atombug, which is working into the energy saving fan segment. So these are the some stories of these successful startups supported by the SIGN. So for today, the main agenda I wanted to talk about the case studies about the iDEX startups, or you can say Spark grantee companies who have been supported by the SIGN. So there are around, if you go, previous slide. Yeah. So when we go to the, according to the Spark challenges, there are around, as of now, we have more than 30 plus Spark challenges, or you can say Spark grantees or agreement as per challenges, you can say. And if you want to say by companies number of, then there are 26 total grantee companies. This difference like 30 versus 26 is why, because there are many companies who has got multiple Spark grants. They have won more than 2, 3, 4 even. Some of the companies, they are having challenges. And out of this total 26 grantee companies, we have 18 startups, and others are MSMEs, and these are the categories. So why I want to focus on the early stage innovators and startups, because early stage innovators and startups, they have a potential to create an impact. If you don't channelize and direct this energy, then you end up being somewhere else. So main input I want to give at who are at this stage, early stage startups and innovators. The people come to SIGN, सर हमारे पास ये solution है, हमारे पास इतने solutions है. That is one thing, but just jot down workable solutions, which are the workable, which are not workable. So
show when I think Anuj and Amarjit covered up, like when it came to the IDEX, they covered up very well, right from the call for the application till the agreement signing. That is a one part, but the real journey starts when you sign the agreement. And before that, I think HPC presentation is there. So offer to the entities, like show what you can offer, and only offer what you can deliver. Do not, like over commit and under deliver. It is okay if you under commit and over deliver, that is acceptable. But when you come under the enthusiasm and over promise and under deliver, that is where, things starts impacting you. So show what you can offer and only offer what you can deliver. Then identify the difference between support and like spoon feeding. Don't expect everything, every detail from the like nodal entities who have framed the challenges. People, like innovators who are academia like IIT Bombay, they come to science, sir, this problem statement is not like clear. I agree with the innovators, but you somewhere need to like look up, start looking after the problem and start jotting down the solution on your own. That is where like real challenge lies. So identify the difference between support and like spoon feeding. So this is one challenge where innovator needs to look into, because this whole ecosystem, IDEX is totally different. Being in like corporate challenges or corporate programs, IDEX has it has a own what I would say boundaries of operation. So can we move to the next slide? Right. So out of 30, there are a couple of startups or MSMEs, you can say, on out of like 30, there is Zeus Numerics, QNU, and SciComm. QNU has recently completed their deliverables milestone well before the timeline, and they are on the verge of getting some minimum order quantity from the uh, concerned agency. Then SciComm is also on the verge of completion of their milestone. Same is case with the Zeus Numerics. So if you look at like QNU is incorporated in 2016. Those use like established in 2004. The journey started for them as a startup too. So this is a like success story of the IDEX uh, incubator, or like Spark grantees who are incubated under the sign. So we'll move to the next slide. So everyone is aware of the standard processes, like what is the project management, what are the key aspects, what is required, not required. So I'll tell you on a case basis, I'll take this conversation. Recently, the challenge results were announced, and one of the innovator from MSME came to sign, and sir, we need to like draft the technical appraisal. Then I said like, okay sir, let's sit and we'll help you to draft the technical appraisal. The guy was expecting that technical appraisal should be like drafted by sign. So this is a misunderstanding. There are some things as a solution provider you need to take care of. Business incubator or the like facilitator, that entity has own area of responsibilities. You are the solution provider, so you are the supplier, and the entity is the buyer, so you have that relationship. So area, what you are going to deliver, what you are not going to deliver, upon that you have to be very crisp and clear. And the one thing that innovator keeps on focusing ki agreement sign karna hai, which is like kickoff phase. Agreement gets signed, then uske baad there are milestone 1, milestone 2, milestone 3, 4, 5, like that. The thing happens, if you focus on like getting agreement signed only, and if you ignore all other parts, which is part of deliverables and responsibilities, the thing happens ki agreement sign hone ke baad, when it comes to milestone 1, then that time we observe that grantee is not even having enough conversation with the nodal entities. what kind of support they are, they are required, what kind of data they are seeking, testing facilities. So these all things, they are totally unaware, and this I think is cause of lack of the communication between supplier and buyer, which is nothing but the IDEX Spark grantee and the nodal agency. So rather than focusing only agreement sign करना है, you should focus on हमें क्या deliver करना है, कब करना है, क्या करना है, which is part of the WBS, work breakdown structure. So I always, ask Spark grantees to focus on a single page document, which is nothing but the work breakdown structure, which is crisp and clear. If you have this single document well, drafted and defined in the technical appraisal, I think more than 50% work is done. Then second thing comes, financial side. Agreement sign bhi kar lete hai, but being startups, there are some challenges because raising investment takes time, having the first conversation, then going on to the second round of conversation. So it's pretty much time consuming process. And considering the total project life cycle of these IDEX challenges, it varies from 8 months to 24 months. So raising the fund between the stipulated time of the IDEX Spark challenges is very one of the I would say a challenging part. So you should have a buffer at your side as a matching contribution. Then what happens if even if you're on a track considering the deliverables and all other technicalities, the financial side is important. The thing is that आपने सब कर लिया, IDEX is ready to release your tranche, but what about your pie, what about your contribution? So you should be ready from your side as a matching contribution whatever you have committed. So that is the second thing you need to take care of. Otherwise, that delay will hamper your total timeline, and that will take your project off the track, and that will derail your entire deliverables. So financial aspect is another thing. Then same I talked about the gap of communication. So have the proper communication plan, what data you need, what things you need to deliver. If entity says कि हमें ये feature नहीं चाहिए, then you should be very clear नहीं चाहिए. It's not about providing some cosmetic solutions to the nodal agencies. You are working for the defense projects which are which do require quality and safety as a first requirement of acceptance when it comes to the delivery. So be clear on data support or facilities, whatever things you need, or you are going to provide vice versa among both parties. So next slide. Right. So I talked about one of the risk, which was the financial. When it comes to putting your money as a part of matching contribution into the IDEX bank account, you need to look after that also. The second, I would say, ki product viability risk. Recently, we were having a meeting with one of the IDEX Spark grantee companies. Then there were these nodal officers also. So what is the design? Design is a something which is kind of self-explainable. We had a meeting for half an hour, and still we were not able to figure out what this guy is going to provide to the nodal entity. And nodal officer himself said कि still I'm not clear आप हमें क्या provide करना चाहते हैं. So this means that though you are being innovator, you are clear in your mind, you should be able to communicate flawlessly through the design language to the user. When it design is different, theory is different. So a single page design should able to self-sufficient. It should be self-sufficient to speak itself for the features or the functionalities it is going to perform. That is product viability when it comes to delivery. So same budget is there, other things, capacity and competencies, scheduling and resources allocation. So why I'm discussing these things, people who are keep on hurrying about getting agreement signed, those we have observed कि बाद में उनके साथ क्या होता है why they are facing delays. The one guy who is technical, he is also doing some account work because there are some financial activities as part of due diligence you need to submit, you need to take care of. So you need to look after the resources allocation, your who is your core technical team, who is going things. So this is the like resources allocation and utilization, where you need to look into the scheduling part, and at the end the performance reporting, which is like आपने सब कर तो लिया है, you did everything. You had a meeting with the nodal agency, you decided what deliver, not to deliver, but at the end, if you are not going to communicate the like whatever part to the business incubator or to the nodal agency, then that like brings risk, because you are holding the information which is like important. So performance reporting is one of the main aspect, where you should look after your documentation and key parameters, and uh, periodically report to all the stakeholders, so that you can like track and deliver your project under allocated time, cost, and well within the time schedule. So that's what I could give you based on current scenario of this Spark guarantees of the sign. If you have anything hello, Nikhil sir, are you there? Hello.
Yes, Prashant. Yes, I'm here only.
Yes sir.
So thanks. This time you have presented in a more detailed form about
Right.
whatever experience you actually have with the startups. So
Right.
thank you, Prashant, for the same. So, uh, so participants, do you have any quick queries to ask to Parshuram? Dr. Naveen? We have a few academicians also joined the session. Geeta ji is also there. Okay. So, if you don't have any questions, so I'm just wrapping up the this part. So, just to summarize this, today we talked about the deliberations from Anshul Shah and Amarjit Singh. They discussed about the IDEX, its complete outreach, and the DISC 9 challenges. There are 28 challenges from the different departments related to the defense and DPSUs. Further to that, our director, Shri Prasad Kokreji, we presented about the support system which is available in the Marathwada region to cater to the defense ecosystem. Further to that, Parshuram, now he presented about the complete overview of a sign and his experiences when he's handling the defense startups in the iDEX scheme. So thank you all for joining the session. If there are no more queries, so we are just ending up the session. So you may leave the meeting. Thank you for joining. We'll keep you updated about challenges. Yes, Dr. Naveen.
Thank you very much.
Are welcome. Always pleasure. So one by one, you can leave the meeting.
Yeah, thank you, Magic Team.
Thanks, Samarjit. We'll connect post this session.
Yeah, yeah.